There is a distinct shift happening at the Bank of America Stadium, and if you have been paying close attention to the way this roster is being reconstructed, you know that the stakes could not be higher. We are tracking 3 major developments today that touch on the very core of this organization's future, from personnel decisions to long-term strategic shifts. These are the narratives that will define the upcoming season. Before we dive into the details, if you are as passionate about the Carolina Panthers as I am, please consider supporting the channel and helping us reach our next milestone of 1,000 subscribers.
The arrival of Dave Canales has signaled a definitive pivot in how the Carolina Panthers intend to approach their offensive identity. When you look at the landscape of this team, it is clear that the focus has shifted toward building a sustainable, rhythm-based attack that prioritizes efficiency over raw explosive output. Dave Canales has brought a specific philosophical framework that emphasizes situational football and maximizing the individual talents of his personnel. This is not merely about X's and O's, it is about establishing a culture of accountability that has been missing for quite some time. The way Dave Canales communicates his expectations to the players in the locker room suggests a departure from previous regimes that struggled to find a consistent voice. We are seeing a meticulous approach to practice drills that prioritizes ball security and precise route running, 2 areas that were undoubtedly points of contention last year. Analytically, the team is trying to bridge the gap between a subpar passing efficiency and a run game that needs to be the engine of the offense. If you look at the personnel moves made under his watch, there is a clear intent to surround the quarterback with reliable options who understand the nuances of his specific system. The commitment to this scheme is absolute, and the front office is clearly moving in lockstep with his vision. This is a crucial transition period because the patience of the fan base is being tested, and the ability of Dave Canales to deliver results early will dictate the narrative of the entire season. We have to consider how this impacts the veteran leadership in the room, who are being asked to adapt to a new terminology and a faster pace of operations. It is a tall order, but the early signs from the training facility indicate a buy-in that is necessary for any real transformation to take root. Furthermore, the defensive staff is being tasked with mirroring this intensity, ensuring that the team remains competitive in the trenches, which has historically been an area where the Carolina Panthers have needed to bolster their depth and toughness. As we move forward, keep a close watch on how the rotation of players develops, as that will be the first true indicator of whether the message is hitting home. But that is not the only situation developing right now, as roster depth concerns are beginning to mount.
If you are finding these insights into the organization valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily updates. We love hearing your take in the comments, so let us know your thoughts.
When we analyze the current state of the roster, the fingerprints of Dan Morgan are all over the recent transactions. As the general manager, Dan Morgan has been tasked with an incredibly difficult objective: trimming the fat while simultaneously finding high-value contributors who can thrive within the new system. It is a balancing act that requires a deep understanding of the salary cap and a keen eye for talent that might be undervalued by the rest of the league. The strategy we are observing is one of calculated aggression. Dan Morgan has prioritized players who exhibit high football IQ and physical toughness, traits that are non-negotiable if this team wants to compete in the NFC South. The financial implications of these moves are significant, as the team is looking to clear space for future flexibility while ensuring the core remains intact. There is a lot of talk about the long-term vision, but for Dan Morgan, the immediate priority is making sure the secondary and the offensive line provide enough protection and coverage to keep the team in games. We have seen a shift in how they scout collegiate talent as well, with a heavier emphasis on production in high-leverage situations rather than just raw athletic testing numbers. This represents a mature approach to team building that avoids the pitfalls of chasing trends. From a historical perspective, the Panthers have struggled with roster continuity, and that is exactly what the front office is trying to rectify here. By building a foundation that is not overly reliant on 1 or 2 marquee stars, they are creating a more resilient unit that can absorb the inevitable injuries that occur throughout an NFL season. It is about creating a competitive environment where every roster spot is earned, not given, which is a departure from years past. The pressure on Dan Morgan to hit on these mid-round draft picks and bargain bin free agents is immense, as the margin for error in this league is razor thin. If these bets pay off, we could see a rapid acceleration of the rebuild timeline, but if they miss, the team faces a long road back to relevance. The analytical data suggests that the team is becoming more efficient, but the eye test during the upcoming preseason will be the final judge of whether the talent level has truly been elevated. This personnel strategy is the bedrock of the team's future success, and it is fascinating to watch it unfold in real time. Yet, even with these changes in the front office, the individual performance of the players remains the biggest variable.
Everything ultimately circles back to Bryce Young and his progression as the face of this franchise. There is no denying that the weight of expectations on his shoulders is heavy, but the internal messaging from the coaching staff has been one of support and patience. Bryce Young is currently in a critical phase of his development, where he must demonstrate command of the pocket and the ability to process complex defensive looks at an elite level. What we are seeing in the sessions is a concerted effort to simplify his reads while challenging him to be more assertive with his decision-making. The connection between him and the new coaching staff is vital, as they are working to tailor the playbook to his specific strengths, particularly his mobility and his accuracy on the move. When you look at the tape from his previous outings, it is clear that the lack of consistent protection was a major hurdle, but the emphasis now is on how Bryce Young handles the pressure when things break down. He is showing more maturity in the huddle, which is exactly what you want to see from a young quarterback who is expected to lead a locker room of veterans. The team is also focusing on his physical conditioning to ensure he can withstand the rigors of a full 17-game schedule. If he can take that next step, it opens up the entire offense, allowing for more creative play calling that can exploit mismatches in the secondary. There is a lot of noise from the outside, but inside the building, the confidence in his trajectory remains high. He is not being asked to be a hero, he is being asked to be a conductor who keeps the offense on schedule. The mental aspect of the game is where the biggest leap needs to happen this season, and Bryce Young is putting in the extra hours to master the nuances of the game plan. From an analytical standpoint, his completion percentage and yards per attempt are the metrics we are watching closely, but the intangible leadership qualities he is displaying in practice are perhaps even more important for the team's culture. If he continues to develop at this pace, the entire outlook for the upcoming season changes significantly. It is a high-stakes environment, but he seems to be handling the scrutiny with the composure of a veteran, which is a very positive sign for the future of the organization. As we look ahead to the opener, his performance will be the primary barometer for the team's success, and everyone is waiting to see that growth translate into wins on the field.
These are the stories that will define the Panthers as we head into the thick of the offseason. With Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, and Bryce Young at the center of these changes, the path forward is as challenging as it is exciting. We have covered a lot of ground, but the reality is that the real test is still ahead of us. How do you feel about the direction the team is taking right now? Do you think the current strategy is the right one for long-term success? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.